Beware. You are in serious danger because of your neighbor. Open now, listen carefully. I am Michael, the voice of vigilance, the sword of heaven, and I have come to speak directly to you. Do not look away. Do not blink. Hold on and stay with me till the end, for what I reveal in the next moments will shake the foundations of what you thought was safe in your life. Wait, don't move yet. There is a presence near you, a shadow that walks behind the familiar, and you must understand it before the night fully unfolds. Can you feel it? A subtle weight pressing against the edges of your spirit, unseen but undeniable. That weight comes from a neighbor, yes, someone who shares walls, streets, smiles, and yet carries a darkness that reaches into your life. Listen carefully, for this is not mere suspicion. Before midnight, this will change everything. I see through the veils. I see the currents of envy, resentment, and hidden agendas that swirl around your home. Sometimes, it is not loud, not violent, not obvious. It is quiet, a whisper in the air, a glance in the corner of your eye, a vibration that sets your heart racing without reason. But do not fear. For every shadow, there is a light, and I have come bearing it. Close your eyes in imagination, and picture golden light piercing the darkness around you. It flows like a river, washing away invisible burdens, cleansing the corners of your home and your mind where fear and doubt have settled. I stretch my wings over you, mighty and protective, and in that moment, the energy shifts. You will feel it in your chest, a warmth, a vibration, a heartbeat echoing not just in your body, but in the very air around you. That is the signal of awakening. That is the stir of destiny. But hear me now, this is not simply about protection. This is about revelation. Your neighbor, seemingly ordinary, carries intentions that will either test your faith or catalyze your awakening. The choice is not theirs, it is yours. Watch for signs, the repeating numbers on clocks, the sudden chills, doors opening at the precise moment they are meant to. These are not coincidences. They are divine markers, guiding you through this labyrinth of human and unseen energies. I know your heart. I see the worry you carry, the subtle anxiety that has whispered through your sleep. Perhaps you have felt betrayal, subtle delays, inexplicable tension. Perhaps you have questioned your place, your timing, your ability to discern who is friend and who is foe. I am here to tell you that all of that, yes, all of it, is preparation. Every moment of discomfort is being transformed into wisdom, every delay into testimony, every shadow into an illumination that you will one day recognize with awe. Hold on with me. There is more to see. Do you feel that sudden tug at your soul? That is the first stirrings of divine armor encasing your spirit. Imagine it, golden light forming around you, not just a glow, but a force, impenetrable, radiant, humming W. Every moment of discomfort is being transformed into wisdom, every delay into testimony, every shadow into an illumination that you will one day recognize with awe. Hold on with me. There is more to see. Do you feel that sudden tug at your soul? That is the first stirrings of divine armor encasing your spirit. Imagine it, golden light forming around you, not just a glow, but a force, impenetrable, radiant, humming with celestial power. My sword is at your side, shimmering with fire and truth, cutting through deceit and malice. The shadow of your neighbor cannot penetrate this light. Yet, do not underestimate subtlety. It is not always a shout, often, it is a whisper. And that is why you must remain awake. Wait, don't move yet. I reveal now the truth hidden from mortal eyes. Energies can linger, unclean, unspoken, in the spaces between walls. A neighbor's malice, intentional or unconscious, is like water seeping into soil, slowly undermining what is strong. Yet, as I extend my wings, I cleanse it. I restore balance. You will notice a weight lifting, invisible burdens disappearing, as though your environment itself inhales relief and exhales fear. This is not imagination, this is divine intervention. Can you feel it? That gentle vibration in your chest, like the first stir of wind before a storm of revelation. But there is a warning, and it must be heard. Some threats are disguised as kindness. Some intentions hide behind familiarity. Your neighbor may smile, may nod, may appear ordinary, yet the shadow follows. Watch your interactions. Observe subtle shifts in energy, a tone too sharp, a glance too long, a sudden withdrawal. These are signs, my child. Divine signs, coded in your perception, waiting for you to recognize them. Listen carefully, for what happens next will change everything. I see now a sequence unfolding. The neighbor moves, speaks, even breathes in alignment with unseen forces that seek to disturb your peace. Yet, the same forces that work through shadows also draw the light out of heaven to counterbalance them. You are that light, even if you do not yet feel its full strength. I place my hand upon your shoulder, invisible but heavy with celestial authority, and I say, rise, rise from fear, rise into clarity. Let not the whispering shadows disturb your heart. Imagine now a scroll, golden and luminous, unrolling before you. On it are written the markers of your destiny, intertwined with cautionary signs. It speaks, be vigilant. Observe the unseen. Walk in light, even when surrounded by darkness. That is your command. That is your instruction. The neighbor is but a part of the test, a character in the grand narrative of your awakening. And as you move through these moments, every act of vigilance, every prayer, every conscious breath becomes a key, unlocking doors of opportunity and spiritual authority. Hold on and stay with me till the end. The revelation is yet to deepen. You may feel a sudden warmth on your skin, a gentle vibration in the room, the subtle hum of heaven observing. These are confirmations, signals that your spirit is aligning with divine timing. Your neighbor's shadow is real, yet it is also temporary. I will now show you a way to transform this tension into power. Every interaction, every subtle act of betrayal or impatience, is a stone. Pick it up, turn it over in your hand, and see the gem beneath. Wisdom, understanding, preparedness. The fire of my sword is not just to cut, but to illuminate. Before the night fully falls, you must act, not in fear, but in awareness. Light a candle if you will. Speak words of truth. Invoke the protection that is always yours but sometimes dormant. Energy shifts at recognition. When you see the signs, a neighbor's repeated intrusion, a lingering glance, an energy that feels off, do not recoil. Step into the light. Step into divine awareness. For as shadows rise, so too does the clarity of heaven. Wait, don't move yet. Can you hear it? The subtle shift, the atmosphere thickening, the hairs on your neck standing alert? That is not anxiety. That is divine signal. Angels, unseen, hover around your home, tracing patterns of energy, ready to act at your acknowledgement, but never without your attention. What I reveal next will shift everything for you. The moment you recognize the invisible threat, the moment you align with divine timing, the moment your destiny begins to unseal. That is the point of transformation. That is the turning of darkness into revelation, fear into clarity, threat into awakening. And now, as I stretch my wings fully around you, the last whisper of this part of the message reaches your spirit. The danger is real, yes, but so is the protection. You are more powerful than the shadow near you. Your awareness is a blade, your vigilance is a shield, and your heart, attuned to heaven, is the true light that cannot be dimmed. Hold on with me, for the next moment, the next vision, will illuminate the pathway to full spiritual authority over your life, over your environment, over every force that seeks to disturb your peace. Can you feel it? That vibration, that warmth, that heartbeat? That is the beginning of your awakening. Stay with me till the end. For part 2 will reveal not only how the shadows work, but how your neighbor, unwittingly or knowingly, is triggering a series of events that can manifest blessings, unlock doors, and prepare you for victories you have yet to imagine. Wait, don't move yet. The revelation is coming, and it will shift everything. Listen carefully. I am Michael, and I return to your awareness with wings that stretch across the heavens, with fire that cuts through deception, and that is not mere imagination. That is heaven observing, angels stirring, energies aligning, preparing to intervene, to reveal, to transform. Wait, don't move yet. Hold on with me till the end, for the next moments will be the threshold where shadows meet your light, where danger meets divine protection, and where destiny begins to unseal. The neighbor, the familiar figure that once seemed harmless, is more than just human. There are currents surrounding them, subtle yet potent, that have brushed against your life like unseen hands. But these currents are not omnipotent. They are part of the dance of testing and awakening. Watch for the signs. Perhaps you see the same number repeatedly, 1111 on a clock, 444 on a license plate, subtle markers that heaven places to remind you that you are awake, that your spirit is noticing, that your awareness is being sharpened. These numbers, these patterns, are not accidents. They are invitations to vigilance, to recognition, to alignment with divine timing. Hold on with me. Can you feel the warmth rising in your chest? That is not merely comfort. That is the touch of divine energy, expanding through your aura, surrounding you, protecting you, and awakening your senses to what lies hidden. The shadows do not rest, yet neither does the light I pour over you. Your neighbor's actions, their whispers, their glances, their subtle manipulations, are all being observed, weighed, and countered by forces unseen. Angels move at the speed of thought, rearranging the atmosphere around you, creating invisible shields, and opening doors of opportunity in ways your mind cannot yet comprehend. Listen carefully. You have felt delays, betrayal, confusion. These were not punishments. These were setups, divine teaching moments. Every slight, Every subtle harm, every obstruction from your neighbor is a tool in the hands of heaven to sharpen your awareness, to cleanse your spirit, to reveal what has been hidden within you. Imagine that pain transforming into light, into golden energy that flows through you, filling spaces that were once shadowed with fear. That is not metaphor. That is reality. Can you feel it? That vibration deep within, that subtle hum of empowerment, it is your destiny awakening, and I am here to guide it. Now, I show you a scene. Look with your spiritual eye. Your neighbor approaches, as ordinary as ever. Yet there is a ripple in the air, a shift in energy you may have barely noticed before. That ripple is a signal, an invisible key to the next chapter of your awakening. Your task is simple: observe. Do not react with fear. React with awareness. For every subtle act of malice, every hidden intention, every whisper of shadow carries a lesson. And every lesson, when seen through the lens of heaven, becomes a doorway. Wait, don't move yet. The doorway is already forming. Can you see the golden light swirling around the edges of your environment? That is your spiritual armor, expanding, adjusting, preparing to transform danger into revelation. Hold on. Take a deep breath. Feel the wings of angels brushing the edges of your perception. Can you feel the air warm slightly, as though heaven itself leans close to whisper guidance? The neighbor, with all their hidden energies, cannot move without leaving signs. Perhaps it is a misplaced item, a repeated word, a glance that lingers too long. These are messages, not threats. Listen carefully. I am Michael, and I say this with authority: when you recognize these signs, you activate divine protection. When you recognize the subtle currents of intention, you align with destiny. Every moment of observation, every act of mindful awareness, builds a shield stronger than steel, brighter than fire, unbreakable and radiant. Now, let me reveal something deeper. The shadow around your neighbor, it is not just theirs, it resonates with yours, with the hidden parts of your own spirit that have been dormant. That tension, that vibration of discomfort, is an invitation. It is the energy of awakening calling you to notice, to shift, to reclaim authority over your own environment, over your own destiny. Imagine golden light spiraling through your body, dissolving fear, cleansing invisible burdens, restoring energy you didn't know had been drained. That is the miracle I am placing before you. That is the transformation available if you stay awake, if you remain aware, if you observe and act with consciousness, not reaction. Listen carefully. Signs will continue to appear. Doors will open unexpectedly. Conversations will flow into clarity. Moments that once confused you will now illuminate truth. The universe, heaven itself, conspires not against you but for you. And yet, the neighbor's shadow will continue to press. This is the nature of testing, persistent, subtle, almost imperceptible. That is why you must remain vigilant. Wait, don't move yet. Can you feel the vibration rising in your chest, like the first echoes of a drum in the distance? That is the rhythm of divine intervention. That is the sound of your destiny preparing to unfold. Now, I invite you to imagine a scroll, luminous, radiant, golden, unrolling in the space before your spirit. Written upon it are your victories, your wisdom, your preparation, and the lessons hidden in every interaction with your neighbor. Every act of deceit, every whisper, every shadow now becomes a teacher, every delay a seed of divine timing, every obstacle a catalyst for blessings. Look closely. You see not just danger, but opportunity, clarity, and the unsealing of your destiny. Hold on with me. This scroll is not just symbolic. It is real. Each symbol, each letter, each golden word carries energy, protection, and activation for your life. Can you feel it? That warmth spreading across your chest, flowing outward, expanding your aura, radiating into the spaces around you? That is heaven intervening. That is my presence, my wings, my sword, my fire moving in alignment with your awareness. And as the neighbor's shadow stirs, as subtle manipulations continue, you will begin to notice something profound. Your energy is unshakable. Your awareness sharp. Your destiny no longer obscured. You have become a beacon of light, not because shadows have vanished, but because you now walk with divine understanding and authority. Listen carefully. I am not finished. There is a final moment, a climax of this awakening yet to come. The neighbor's energy, persistent as it may seem, will act as a mirror. Watch for your reaction. Watch for the moment when fear rises, and then see how it is replaced by clarity, by golden energy, by the surge of your spiritual armor. That is the moment of transformation, when danger becomes revelation, when threat becomes testimony, when shadows are transmuted into light. Stay with me till the end. For part 3 will reveal the full manifestation, how blessings, divine alignment, and supernatural encounters will now flow into your life, how your energy will be restored, and how your destiny will be fully activated. Before the final veil is lifted, I place my hand upon your spirit again. Can you feel the vibration, the warmth, the heartbeat synchronizing with heaven itself? That is your signal. That is your proof. The neighbor's shadow exists, but so does your authority, your light, your divine alignment. The choice is yours: fear the shadow, or step into the awakening it has summoned for you. Wait, don't move yet. The revelation of the next part will change everything, and you will see clearly how danger, when met with awareness and divine guidance, becomes the very catalyst for your unshakable victory. Hold on. Can you feel it? The air is shifting, the atmosphere is alive with golden energy, my wings stretching further, angels moving, the fire of heaven illuminating every corner of your life. This is the threshold. This is the moment before revelation. And when you step through, you will see not just the shadow of your neighbor, but the brilliance of your own awakened destiny. Listen carefully. I am Michael, and I return with wings spread wide across heaven, with a sword blazing with fire and truth, with a voice that shakes the shadows themselves. Hold on and stay with me till the end, for what I reveal now will transform everything. What has been hidden in plain sight, what has lingered in silence, what has brushed against your life unnoticed, it will all be illuminated. Wait, don't move yet. Can you feel the vibration rising in your chest? That is the signal of your full awakening. That is the moment your destiny begins to unfold. The neighbor, that familiar shadow, has been a teacher, a catalyst, a mirror of hidden truths. Every subtle act, every whispered word, every unobserved energy that was once drained is restored. Burdens you did not even know you carried are lifted. Invisible chains crumble. Can you feel it? That warmth, that surge, that heartbeat echoing with divine rhythm, that is your liberation. Now, imagine the atmosphere around your home shifting. The air vibrates with celestial energy. Light bends and swirls like fire, forming patterns of protection that no human eye can see. Angels move in synchronized waves, encircling your space. Each feather of their wings creates a shield, each movement of their hands redirects energy, each gaze pierces deceit. Your neighbor's shadow may linger, but it is powerless. It cannot penetrate the armor of awareness, the fire of discernment, the golden aura that now radiates from your very soul. Wait, don't move yet. The moment of full realization is near. Listen carefully. Signs, repeating numbers, subtle synchronicities, they will now accelerate. Doors will open at precise moments. Opportunities you thought were delayed or denied will arrive perfectly aligned. Conversations will shift with clarity, revealing intentions hidden before. This is divine timing in action, orchestrated by forces beyond comprehension, flowing directly into your life. You are no longer a passive witness. You are an active participant in the unfolding of your destiny. Hold on with me. Can you feel the energy spiraling around you, golden, protective, activating blessings you have yet to imagine? I now unroll the celestial scroll before your eyes. Written upon it are your victories, your testimony, your unshakable authority. Every act of subtle malice that came from your neighbor has been transformed into a key that unlocks wisdom, discernment, and supernatural alignment. Each challenge was a lesson, each delay a preparation, each shadow an opportunity. And as you read this scroll with your spiritual sight, feel the power flowing into your being. That is divine authority returning to you. That is the manifestation of blessings, healing, and protection. Hold on. The neighbor's actions will still ripple outward, yet they no longer disturb your peace. You will notice subtle shifts. Where there was tension, there is clarity. Where there was suspicion, there is insight. Where there was fear, there is unwavering faith. That is transformation. That is victory. Can you feel it? That warmth, the tingling, the vibration, your soul harmonizing with heaven itself. Wait, don't move yet. This is the culmination of every moment, every challenge, every whispered worry that has brushed against your life. Now, let us speak of manifestation. The blessings you have.